Hey everybody, good afternoon once again. Back at the Shadow Studios, The Shadow. And of course, this afternoon, a special edition of the SA Vinyl DJ is taking place this afternoon. We got some folks that are tuned in from Belgium as well as New Zealand. We want to say, how's it? Tell you that the weather today in Cape Town is unbelievable. And it's unbelievable because we've got a very special guest in the house, and I'll get to that. First of all, I'd like to say thank you once again to my selector Mokan. He's early this week, and as always, he's here. He's pulled a good selection for us for today, and there's some very big discussions that are happening today as well after the set. So stay tuned on our side. Also, my producer DJ Noisy Boy, Uzay Abrams, is with us, and of course, don't forget last week's AAA edition is available on SA Music Library, and just remember, go to the Google Play Store or Apple iStore, download the app, and go to the live video section. That's where you'll find the SA Vinyl DJs, the final vinyl solution. And that's basically what it is. I want to say good afternoon to my guests. Of course, the panel's been upgraded this afternoon again for specific reasons, you know, and then obviously we needed to make sure that he came in the mother-in-law's car. That was for sure. So welcome, Randall Matthews. It's nice to have you back, brother. How you been since the last time? By the way, Randall next to Roger Alexander has got the second most views on SA Vinyl DJs. I don't know. I don't know. That's it. Actually, didn't get my thumbs up, so we need to get you back. I don't know. What do you think, Mo?
Definitely. No, we definitely need to get him back because remember on that day we had a double edition. It was him and
yes, that's right. Okay,
so
okay.
So
it was like a half move.
It was a half move, yeah. So we owe it to him to give him like the full Gatsby.
All right, a full Gatsby. So a double R-Dog, not a single R-Dog.
Not a single R-Dog.
But you played my old set, so I had to change.
I remember that. I remember your face as he was pulling the records anyway. And then of course, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. Now I'm going to tell you a little story about the guy sitting on my left, which is your right, basically. My eldest son is 30 years old, and the gentleman sitting on my left, I've known him longer than what my eldest son has been around. So I need to say to you, when I was about 16 years old, still large and in charge and bulletproof, I got a gig at a nightclub in Wynberg that was very close to closing down, I must admit, you know what I mean. But the DJ was still managing to keep the people there. And I went through the guy's name was Johan. He bought the place from another guy, and he was the last owner of that place, and it was called Cleopatra's Tomb. And I arrived at this nightclub, and the resident DJ proceeded to give me not only a hiding, but a lesson or two in DJing. And since then, we've been good mates. And I'd like to say good afternoon and a very warm welcome to one of my oldest friends, Mr. Eddie Muller, or the fast Eddie Muller. Eddie, welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to have you, brother. You're looking a lot healthier than what I am. You're looking less grey though, I must say.
Yeah,
than what I am, you know what I mean. So yeah. That's probably because of the weather out there on that side. Eddie, tell us about the set you're going to play for us this afternoon. I mean, is it?
I'm going to try and keep it more commercial housey.
Okay.
House type of set, songs that people will relate to.
Okay.
From where I'm coming from, and just an identification as to what I used to do and still doing today.
Okay.
So it will be more of a kind of a feel touch of music.
Yes.
You know what we have. Then at the same time also it's just to bring back those good memories as well at the same time. You know, which I think is also a moment in time that can never be taken away from anybody for that matter.
Okay.
So with that reminder, let us just go there, and
yes.
even if it is just for that 20 minutes or 45 minutes,
yes,
it is a moment in time. So
no, fully, I agree with you. That's what it's all about. What do you guys say?
No,
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I love the stuff.
Have I introduced you to Eddie Randall?
I
don't even know him, so. Okay.
Going for a short
no, I'm just asking.
we recently met.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, obviously, the fast Eddie Muller sitting with us. He's joining us on SA Vinyl DJs. We want to thank our sponsors, ACOM Reliable Branding and Printing Solutions. Find them on the web at www.a-com.co.za. Always remember that SA Music Library is the app to have on your phone, on your mobile device. Download it and then go to the Apple Store, go to the Google Store, and download it, put it on your phone, go to the live video section. And just by the way, there's video on demand as well. So you can watch all the previous episodes where Randall was late and where Mo was late and I was on time. I have to say that every week, you know that basically. But I have to say something. We're going to give Mo a bottle of water this afternoon because he's early. Not a bottle of water, guys. So there we go. We'll be right back after the break. Our producer, he's in top form this afternoon. Looked like he ran a couple of Ks in the week, and definitely he'll be making an appearance on vinyl soon as well. And we'll be right back after the break and a word from our sponsors. Hey everybody, The Shadow once again back in the studio on Saturday afternoon right here in the heart of the north. Of course, Belleville's where it's at. We're still going to be discussing Belleville later on in the year. Am I right, Mo?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking
Absolutely.
about Belleville with an E at the end, not
No.
CY Belleville.
No, Belleville with an E at the end. We've got an E at the end. We'll get back to that one, and let me tell you something, guys. I want to say thank you to our sponsors. Of course, ACOM Reliable Branding and Printing Solutions. Find them at www.acom.co.za. And let me tell you something, the best wraps, vehicle wraps in town. Also, SA Music Library. I want to say thank you to the guys from SA Music Library for your sponsorship. Of course, making all of this possible at all times. The SA Vinyl DJs, where we have the vinyl solution right here. The move with the groove. That's what it's all about. And of course, our special guest this afternoon, the DJ Fast Eddie Muller with us. Of course, DJ Royalty. That's what I call it tonight. DJ Royalty. That's because I'm on the left and he's on the right, or something like that. Or he's on the right. So this over here, guys, is 100 years of DJ experience. That over there is like 50 years. You know what I'm saying? So do you agree? Do you agree with that? So this is gold standard. Then we're talking about the silver standard, and then we're talking about no standard. You know what I'm saying? So over there, with a red T-shirt on over there. So okay. So nevertheless, we want to say thank you and welcome back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. And obviously, remember to download the app SA Music Library onto your phone, share it with your friends, tell everybody about it. And I can tell you now, every Saturday we'll be live right here with a different DJ. And of course, we're going to have Randall Matthews back because it's a double hot dog and not a single hot dog. Guys, I want to say to Mr. Eddie Muller, welcome back.
Thank
and
you.
of course, there's a little bit of history that we need to chat about.
Okay.
You know, and I think I started that earlier on. And you know, one of the questions that my kids were asking me, I said, there's a very special friend of mine is coming over and he's coming to share with us and obviously do the DJ thing. Because it was, Dad, are we going to have no internet? You know, again, because you're doing the DJ thing. I said, okay, are you the first DJ to come from Ocean View?
No, not really. I would most probably say I'm the first guy that explored and made a success out of it.
Oh, really? So who was...
Can I weigh in there?
Yes.
He's the first guy to come out of Ocean View.
Yeah.
Everybody else stayed there.
Stayed in Ocean.
Yeah.
Because you grew up in the 70s and the 80s. Or
The 80s, yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ocean View was like, I remember I had an aunt that stayed in not Aries, Venus or something. I know something
Aries
like that.
and Venus,
Something
yeah.
like that, basically.
Those roads are Venus.
And we used to drive there, and I always used to wonder, like, why is it taking so long to drive to this place?
Yeah. It is what it is.
So there were DJs before you in Ocean View.
No, for sure.
Okay.
In actual
You can
fact,
name a few.
in actual fact, those DJs inspired me for that matter.
Okay.
There was a mobile DJ at the time called Confunction.
Okay.
And then, but Confunction, or let me just give you some the real true background information.
Okay.
There's a place in Ocean View called, or used to be called the Oak Sellers Lounge.
Okay.
Now, whatever DJ played on a Saturday night is like the guy or the mobile DJ.
Okay.
So Confunction played there on a Saturday night, and then on a Friday night they would be closed, but on a Friday night the Civic Centre would be open,
Okay.
and you would have a guy by the name of David Lamb that would play there.
Okay.
And thank God for the fact that because of the Civic Centre, I lived in the flat just opposite.
Okay.
So basically on a Friday night, I would then open up the window and then the music would play. I would see through the windows, and from the Civic Centre side,
Yes.
the lights going,
Yes.
and it enticed me.
Okay.
It was something I always wanted to go and sort of inquire about it now. This is work and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
And at the time, my aunt Margie, she's passed on now, and she used to take a drink.
Okay.
And then when she parties near by us, and then my mommy goes sleep and she say, "Come, you're gonna go with me."
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
There
and
we
then,
go.
And then she would take me
Wow.
to the civic center. Yes,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Obviously, there was a whole issue at the door because I'm
Yes.
10,
Yes.
12 years
Yes.
old, with that I can't go in.
Yes.
And then every time somebody comes up, the door would open up and I would peep in like, oh, okay. And then
So you just stood at the door the whole night?
no, then eventually, because they get so tired of me, because Margie's now working on it, those come, then she pull me in and they
Okay.
can't stop her
Okay.
because,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
women,
And security is only valid to the first 2
Yeah.
hours anyway.
Oh, okay.
After
Okay.
that,
All right.
women's
I
got
remember
power.
those days.
Women's got power,
Tell me
yeah.
as a woman is gonna talk.
But it's fine because in actual fact, 12 o'clock it stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were the
Yes.
genre and the way it was. And then I would stand inside of the place and see this guy playing from his face and just 2 boxes with
3 lights.
3 lights in the
Yes.
But yeah, you know. And then eventually, just to cut a long story short, because he plays on a Friday night, in other words, he's not the top guy.
Yes.
He was the guy on a Saturday night.
Yes.
The top guy. That I ended up at the Oak Sellers on a Saturday night.
Okay. Okay.
And the difference was, and I'm sure you're going to find some humor into this as well.
Yeah.
The guys are playing, and thank you, Confunction. The guys are playing, and
Yeah.
they got this
Spray. Yeah, I
can,
remember
man.
that.
What spirits?
You couldn't walk near them.
Okay.
Yeah, then they sprayed on the records, man, on your vinyl, and the needle goes.
That's what they were known for, the spray guy.
But
Oh, really?
Yes,
Really?
yeah, because then automatically there's no dust on the needle, so
Yeah.
the needle won't jump or won't get scratched or whatever. But the idea of the whole thing is that
Yes.
they would play the one song and the mixers there, and then finish it, and the next song they
Yeah.
will let the needle go down and.
They were
But that
very-
was obviously still with the audible system,
yeah, that's correct.
or what's it? Remember those
consoles,
jet,
yeah.
the consoles?
How-
Gerald- Gerald turned that.
However, they
Yes.
actually moved a little bit forward because they had a mixer there with
Okay.
a crossfader.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So this is me,
Yeah.
because they've not heard about me,
Yes.
because I'm playing
On-
house parties and
yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
And they like, Edie, don't you want to come play a couple of songs? I said, okay, well fine, I'll do it, because
Yes.
I was not promoted by them, because there's a demand now, because the people is now seeing me standing there,
Yes.
and they want me to play.
Okay.
And I go, and I put the crossfade in the middle, and I mix up like that at the same time, and they're like, hey, you're gonna blow the mixer. hello, catch your wake up, catch your wake
You're
up.
gonna blow the
Last
mixer.
line, you're gonna
Okay.
blow the
Catch your wake up, brother. And because I started mixing, the people
Yes.
were like,
Yes.
there's no more intervals anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
From the one song to the other song.
Right,
So,
right.
and like,
Okay.
and now I'm getting,
They were super cautious.
okay.
They handled everything.
Yes,
with
to the T.
extreme care.
Yes.
and now I'm
We
like,
was just-
The record went out into a plastic sleeve onto the turntable.
precisely,
Yeah.
now they still with this cloth also to wipe
And the spray.
the spirit off. And I said, you give you an arm, put my finger here. And they're like, no, the turntable is bell driven, you're gonna, I said, relax. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, good story, Eddie. I must say to you. So obviously, that was your first sort of permanent gig then, or what?
No, it wasn't. No, it
which
wasn't.
was Oak Sellers Lounge.
It was a opportunity to be recognized and known for that matter.
Okay, okay. And
Because-
then you got out of Ocean View. So
Yes,
so then you
because
got a club gig.
I needed to make a choice, yes, sir.
Yes.
And because of the situation, I don't want to go too deep into
Yes.
into that at the moment with people just accepting things for the way it is. But there's another level that they can go into and grasp music intelligence for that matter.
Yes.
And I felt that I was stuck. And then what I did, I went through the newspapers and I entered every single DJ competition that there was, and I went for it.
I'm gonna say to you, I'm blown away. See, are you serious?
Yes, and I won all of them. And this is the reason why you got to meet me at Cleopatra's, because I had to do a standoff, play off one night.
I will never
with
forget
Sky,
that.
with
Sky.
Adio,
I
with Sky.
remember.
And
I
whoever
remember I
wins
was-
that
I was
competition
there
in the
that night.
finals is going to get the contract
Yes.
at Cleopatra's. So
Yes.
it was between me and him.
Yes. And I remember there was. Sorry, I was in the Sky camp, by the way.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Stop boys.
I understand that.
Obviously, so. But I gotta say to you, I remember that because when I got to Cleo's, I was like, now look here, either this guy's still playing here or he's not playing here. And now I'm sitting and I'm going, And I walk in and I go, oh fuck, here we go. And then whole night I'm standing there. So you see, so I'm waiting for the time to so he was, I don't even, was it a guy Marshall? It was with you. I don't even.
Yes, Marshall.
Marshall, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
oh,
Marshall.
Marshall.
And then after like 4 hours, he says to me, I'm just gonna go to the loo, just play these 4 songs here. But I'm actually a DJ at this club. You know what I mean? So then he comes back and he continues to play.
Yes, yes.
And it was the first time I heard the Star Wars opening, by the way.
Yes.
I gotta say that to you, because the only opening I'd known was obviously the club,
Yes.
which was the big opening there.
Yeah.
So the clubs that you played at after that, Cleo's. I mean, I think, look, obviously everybody knows there's one club that you associated with, like, you know, everybody talks about the George pub, they talk about Zach. You know, they talk about you know, Eddie Muller, then it would be
Vibe.
Vibe. You know what I mean? I know the Collins brothers personally as well, and I obviously knew Lionel and so on, and you know, I think Mervin's a hell of a hell of a stand-up guy.
No,
and
for
the
sure.
thing is, you obviously worked there for a long time, and most people say, now Fast Eddie from Vibe, but I'm sure they don't know that you played at the Groove.
No, they don't know that.
And-
Copacabana.
In
Copacabana,
actual fact,
that's
from
it,
there,
yeah.
Copacabana, yes,
Yeah.
and then with the talent and the impact and the concept to change things around in
Yes.
Cape Town, for that matter, because there was I won't say many opposition as in clubs,
Okay.
and the reason why I won't say opposition, but there were many clubs, because each club had its own identity, its own genre.
Yeah.
You could go to this place and you would hear house. You could go to that place and it would be a funk.
Not all mixed up like it is.
No, exactly.
Ancients to
Today,
noughties
wherever
or-
you go, and sorry people, you hear the same shit
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
That's how you chose where you're gonna go.
and
What you
then-
felt like hearing. That's
Yes.
how you decided what club you're gonna go to.
Okay, so I gotta say to you guys, I gotta admit on camera that I was one of the Owens who promoted that shit. Because obviously where I played everything.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So-
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I don't know if you remember when you used to come into the George, you used to hear everything. You could
Yeah.
come there at a certain time of the night and you'd hear,
Yeah.
etc. Because that was my that was I was one of the Owens who pushed that concept.
Exactly.
Basically.
No,
So
no,
I'm to
exactly.
blame. by
No,
the
no,
way.
no, no, you're not to blame.
Don't,
You-
you can blame me afterwards.
No,
you rule me
no,
afterwards.
you actually 100%
That's not a
right on that
bad thing.
topic, and you know why? Because your target market that you had
Yes.
was completely different to ours.
Correct.
Completely.
So in other words, you needed to fill up a genre
Yes.
with people of completely different demographics.
Correct.
You-
Correct.
you
yeah.
were very
White,
diverse
coloured,
there.
Everything.
black, it was the
Everything.
vibe.
It was everything.
It was completely diverse.
Portuguese,
Whereas-
whatever.
Whereas,
All of them.
whereas with me,
Yeah.
it was even a harder thing to go through on Copacabana,
Yeah.
where I needed to take people that devalue themselves, like gangsters that was there,
Yes.
and I needed to educate them musically,
Yes.
how to become better people
Wow,
in life.
I love that. Wow, I love that. There
You
we
know?
go. That's wisdom, if ever I heard it.
Yeah,
You know,
That
people
was
who
it.
devalue themselves and DJs
that's,
that educate.
that's it. And
them as far as music
such
is concerned.
one such good story came from it as well, and I think that's the good part of it, because once I was done at, let's say, 4 o'clock in the morning, I could
Yes.
go to you.
Yes, I
and then
remember. I
Also
remember.
relax and
That's it. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
not even meaning to play with you, but
Yes.
we
Yeah.
because
Well,
we connect
not
like
play
that.
with me, but
Yeah.
play with me. So
Yeah.
I gotta say that, guys, on camera as
So-
well. So I gotta say to you, because that was also the thing, because you guys used to come to town and then you used to come visit me afterwards. I mean, you know, and come and sit there, you know, because we obviously up open till like 8 o'clock, because I remember we had what they call the Kruger license and we could trade
Yes.
24 hours or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
So a lot of the guys used to come and visit and say how's it or whatever and so on. And I remember, you know, some of the guys coming, you coming, etc. and so on, into the place to come and say how's it afterwards. Now I'm finished working, you know. Guys like Richard.
Yeah.
That used to pull in Richard Fortune and
Because
obviously Calvin Peters and those guys.
All the clubs had a cut-off time.
Yes.
More like-
Yes.
You
Yeah.
never closed.
No,
No.
no.
You
no,
could go
I-
the
I-
next afternoon and it will still be
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
there.
They went
Yeah.
from Cape Town to Ireland.
You
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
the
The Irish
I
club.
remember.
You were, we hanged out when we were finished.
That's it.
Out in there.
That's that, and that was the whole concept and the whole idea
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
it. Obviously, you know what I mean. So, you know, the other question that I had for you before we go to a break, and obviously you're going to do your set, is tell us a bit about the ups and downs of being a vinyl DJ. Because I mean, obviously since the noughties, I mean, I've played CDs. You were into the tech. You've played the technology. You know, I think on that level, the two of us are very similar. I mean, you know, we like the tech. We like the latest stuff. I mean, I know you played at Atmosphere, where you guys had the best
No, for
CD
sure.
players and
Yeah.
everything. But I mean, as a vinyl DJ, I mean, you know, what can you share with the guys out there? You know, that was, you know, in terms of being a vinyl DJ, you know, what were your ups and downs that you experienced? You know?
With vinyl, if I just put the cream on the top, basically, if I must put it like that, if you put a needle on a record,
Yes.
that's a vibration. That's the way you feel. It's not digital. That's the way you feel. That needle sits there. If you want to talk about the techniques, 500 or even to the Autovan Concord for that
Yes.
matter, it vibrates. And that feeling of vibration is what you give out to people while they're dancing. In other words, you're creating a resonance of it. No digital format, whether you want to. I'm not dissing techniques. I am not dissing the electrical genre for things,
Yes.
but they will never get close to that vibrational sound
yes.
of vinyl
Analog.
because it's analog.
That's
It's
analog.
analog. If you put a needle down on the record, because you're physically doing it. In other words, Lee Downs used to tell me, Eddie, are you playing the song or are you playing the song? No, I
Yes.
need to play the song.
Yes. Yes.
Now that resonance go out to the people and they feel that.
Yes.
And in return, they're going to send it back to you because they
Yeah, you got to work.
accept
You
it.
got to do some work.
Now, yes, because now it means you
With
need to.
vinyl, You're doing something all the time.
Yes,
you have to
in
work.
other words, your brains is now working so much that you're
Brain,
sweating
body,
because
yeah, yeah.
there's no iPad with BPM and all that stuff. You need to feel your way through
Yes.
here. So if your feeling is not right and in the mood, or you can't get it to that stature for that matter,
Yes.
the audience picks it up.
Wow. Wow.
And Eddie cut his teeth on the most basic turntables you could find. Not
Okay.
techniques.
Okay.
Remember
Yes.
the village,
In-
that old
That,
stuff?
in actual
it's
actual-
1800 actually.
And
so-
Randall can vouch with me on this thing as well, because at the time also there was no money.
There was
Like
no money.
I'm a
Yes.
youngster for that matter.
Yes.
So we couldn't afford a mixer.
Yeah,
I mean, the first mixer I bought was a better mixer.
Yeah.
You put the headphones in, like you can't even hear anything like
yeah,
that. So what we've done, we've actually took the two turntables. It's not even it's not motored, it was bell driven.
Yes.
And we take the RCAs and connect it into one phono jack.
Get loud.
Yes, so that when you put the needle down, because now there's no headphones to hear this thing now, you need to now move your finger and, okay, here's it going now.
Right.
Otherwise, yes.
And
That's how we train our ears and our brains
Yes.
for that
we
matter.
talk about
Yes.
humble beginnings. That was our upgrade from tape decks.
Yes,
Just.
Remember
Yes.
that,
Just-
right, Eddie?
100%.
That
So-
was
so-
the upgrade from
So,
tape
so
decks.
I'll share a bit
100%.
of, a bit of my history also with you guys, and that is that it's, you know, I've also got that where you've got a mix on that. If I'm playing vinyl, I can't have bass in my headphones, and I learned that from him.
Yeah.
Actually, believe it or not,
my
he taught me that. You know, he said, don't listen for that.
Yeah.
Listen for the hat.
Yeah, it's that.
Listen for the hat.
Easiest.
You know what I mean?
Easiest,
yeah.
And it's quite interesting. And I've never been able to mix with
Yeah.
a heavy bass or in my headphone. You know what I mean?
I can't
And it's
mix
because
with
of
the
the
loud- with the loud volume
Seriously.
either.
Yeah.
I just need to hear the hats. That
I can't understand how some guys play when they've got both headphones on. How the hell can they hear what's outside?
And the
there?
volume is at
And-
full
Yeah.
crank.
Oh, and we're talking about the car and the
Yeah.
gains is open.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I got to Russell at Space, Russell used to have a telephone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
so he was, the other guys used to plug the headphones in, and I don't even remember.
Yes,
There's
yes.
Tony and them and those guys
Yeah.
and so on. And Russell had I just pick up the earphone, play a number.
And
you know,
the telephone had no quality.
No,
Just
no
like
quality.
talk.
No
Just
quality.
talk
Which-
out of it.
which was the better part of you listening and training your brains what to do.
Correct.
So in other words,
Correct.
you need to balance this out
Yes.
to what is there.
Yes.
So once you have that,
Yeah.
this is the middle section of your brain, and obviously left and right, and the left hemisphere was now obviously mathematical, the right side of things was now
Yes.
creativity.
Yes.
You know, once the two frequencies meet in the middle, it balances out, and then you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it makes sense, because your body then acts it out.
You've got to listen to the earphone, but hear the song. Please.
That's
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
That's
but
exactly.
listen to the earphone and hear the song. Please.
In
Mo,
a
Mo, you
nutshell,
look like
you're
you wanna say
multitasking.
No, I'm just enjoying the wisdom that's being shared.
In a
here.
nutshell,
Well, I need to say wisdom.
Idiots.
When
In
I
a
say
nutshell, you're
wisdom,
multitasking.
Wisdom, and I need to say I've always carried that lesson with me, that one that you taught me, where you said to me, just listen for that. You know what I mean? And I must tell you, for the first 3 years of DJing, Randall, I mean, I just couldn't mix to save my life.
Yeah.
It was Durban July all the way. Remember that one? Durban. Until Eddie came along, Eddie said to me,
Water.
you know what, just listen for that hat.
Yes.
Basically. And then immediately I got the concept
Makes
and I
it
started
easier.
training it.
Knowledge
So
is-
there we go.
You know,
SA Vinyl DJs.
Knowledge is power. my
Knowledge
friend.
is power.
Knowledge
Words
is
of
power.
wisdom, guys. I want to say to you, words of wisdom. And of course, we're going to be back after this break. And I'm going to say to you guys, of course, our special guest this afternoon, the DJ Fast Eddie Muller. Okay. And just before we take that break, just 1 minute, if our producer can just give us 1 extra minute. I wanted to ask you a question. Fast Eddie Muller, where did the name come from? Is it from the record or is it from the
Rapper,
No. I was a very good athlete on school.
Oh really?
That's a lie.
No, it was purely the ability of be able to take two songs and to put it together as quickly as possible.
Okay.
We would sit and listen.
With no trouble.
Which
just
I have to say,
ease,
what do I have to say to you,
naturalness.
buddy? Which is the other thing that I learned from you is the snap mix. I promise you, when I was playing and I got bored, and you must remember, in my career, I played in a venue for 3 years, 7 nights a week, alone. So when you get bored, you don't know what to do with yourself anymore,
Teach yourself tricks.
and you start teaching yourself tricks and stuff. And it was just the snap mix,
Yeah.
and that's where the snap mix comes from.
There was a guy years ago when I entered the DJ competition in Pretoria at a club called Limelight.
Yes.
And then at the same night also, Ramon the dancer was at Jacqueline's.
Yes.
And when I played at Limelight, one of the judges, his name was Oscar Renzi, he used to be on Capital 702
Yes.
at the
I remember
time.
Oscar. Yes.
And then the beauty part of that competition was, because I mean that was a milestone in my career as such, as that you would come in, they give you 20 minutes and they tell you, okay, fine, don't think that you got your 20 minutes prepared, what you've done for the past year already.
Yes.
Here's a case of records, you draw a number, and out of that case there's 10 records, and out of that 10 records you must play 6 of their songs in your 20 minutes with the songs that you
I
have.
remember that competition.
And when I played, I made sure I'm going to take the songs first that they gave me, because I don't know what it is,
Yes.
and get done with it quickly.
Yes.
And then I managed to play 21 songs in 20 minutes.
Holy
and
moly.
then Oscar Renzi came to me and said to me, fuck, this guy is fast. That's where
That's where it came from.
Fast Eddie Muller.
And
Ladies
Dion-
and gentlemen,
Dion-
Fast Eddie
Dion-
Muller.
Dion Clinic was
Sharing his
talking
wisdom
and
with
he
us.
branded that name to me.
Fully. DJ
Fuck
Fast
this-
Eddie Muller.
This man is fast.
And I say again, sharing his wisdom with us right here on SA Vinyl DJs, SA Music Library, that's where it's at. I want to say to you guys, download the app, put it on your phone, catch us 4:30 every Saturday afternoon. And of course, we're definitely going to have DJ Tubbs back with us, for the double hot dog edition. Last week we had a triple A edition. And of course, my selector Mo Khan, he's always quiet before the set, after the set. I can tell you now already.
Okay.
After the set, I'll literally need to sit on the couch because this doesn't know what to say. We're going to be back after this break. Guys, please stay tuned and get ready for Fast Eddie right here on SA Vinyl DJs.
The song used to be B back in the days, yeah. I love it so much. The sound of Sandy B. And you make my walk around. about hip operation.
Hip operation.
Saturday afternoon, come on.
Hip operation. 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 Just the other day, I was walking down the street, and him, my friend, my party, I did meet. He was walking down the street, kind of debonair. He was busting his brand new polyester flares. 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 Dead, dead. Dead, dead. Dead, dead. Dead, dead. You need a hip operation. Hip operation. Hip operation. Yeah. Hip operation. Hip operation. Hip operation. Yeah. Hip operation. 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 Up into the air. You need a hip operation. Hip operation. Hip operation. Yeah. Hip operation. Hip operation. Hip operation. Yeah. Hip operation. Hip operation. Polyester flares. 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 Up into the air.
Does anyone really care? Deep down we're all the same. Trying to hide our pain. You think you can never trust another, 'cause they're all like each other. We have to live in this world together. Open up our heart, love can finally start. Come on and try. Now's the time, 'cause you're free to do what you want to do. You got to live in your life. Do what you want to do. 'Cause you're free to do what you want to do. You got to live in your life. Do what you want to do. Do what you want. Do what you wanna do. Do what you want. Do what you wanna do. Do what you want. Do what you wanna do. Do what you want. Do what you wanna do. When you're down and you're feeling bad, everybody has left you sad. Feels like no one will pull you through. It's your life, what you gonna do? Make that change, let's start today. Get out of bed, get on your way. Don't be scared, your dream's right there. You want it, reach for it. To do what you want to do. You got to live in your life. Do what you want to do. You're free. You get to live your life now. Come on. You only got one living your life. To live and love you forever.
Alright, yeah, like I said, baby, I'm going to take you back to real time. These songs were good and amazing. I'm talking about the 90s era right now and vibe. If you know it, enjoy it. If you don't know it, enjoy it too. Oh, let's go with teaser. With the teaser cousins tonight, yeah. Let me take you around the world. I tell you, this was the party song. And so today people are still playing the song and jamming it all the time. All over the clubs as well, yeah.
Wasteland of my mind. Maybe then I'll find a way to find a brighter day.
vinyl. Yo, pure energy. Dancing stuff in commercial here, as we say. You know, this is one of my favorite songs. George Michael and Wham. Yeah, baby, and everything she wants. I like this. And I hope you like this too, yeah. Come on. Everything she wants.
Oh, yeah. Somebody told me, boy, everything she wants is everything she sees. I guess I must have loved you because I said you were the perfect girl for me, baby. And now I'm 6 months older, and everything you want and everything you see is out of reach, not good enough. I don't know what the hell you want from me. Somebody tell me, why I work so hard for you. Everything she wants, everything she needs. Everything she wants, everything she needs.
Yeah, love this. Yeah, come on.
Some people work for a living. Some people work for fun. Girl, I just work for you. They told me marriage was a give and take. Well, you show me you can take. You've got some giving to do.
Oh, baby.
And now you tell me that you're having my baby. I'll tell you that I'm happy if you want me to. But one step further and my back will break. If my best isn't good enough, then how can it be good enough for two? I can work at it harder than I do. Somebody tell me, why I work so hard for you. Oh, if you love me, everything she wants, everything she needs. Why do I do the things I do? Tell you if I knew. My God, I don't even think that I love you.
The song with the sing-along chicks, baby. Check this out here. Leah and Ryan. Now, if this song bring back memories, and I don't know what. Yeah. Lovely, catchy lyrics. Enjoy.
How do I get through a night without you? If I had to live without you, what kind of life would that be? Oh, I need you in my arms, need you to hold. You're my world, my heart, my soul. If you ever leave, baby, you would take away But
And the best of the best. This is the old school song, baby. Oh, yeah, that was a good set. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you soon from Far City once again. Yeah, thank you so much for accepting me.
I defy anyone who claimed that I didn't control whatever moved in my soul. I could touch the light just because it fell for me. Why should I feel alive? Love had to show me one thing. I was so wide, yeah, thought I could turn emotion on, and I was so sure. But love tore me. Was so right, thought I could turn emotion on, and I was so sure. But
Guys, it's like when Eddie stopped playing, everybody started reaching for their water to cool down. It's like even Eddie's having some water here. I mean, really, now.
Yeah.
That's right, SA Vinyl DJs on the app, SA Music Library. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And again, catch us 4:30 every Saturday afternoon, live and direct, right here. I want to say to you guys, thank you for tuning in. We also want to say thank you to our sponsors, ACOM Universal Design and Media. Find them on the web, www.a-com.co.za. And of course, to SA Music Library, we want to say a big thank you. Again, you can download the app from the Google Store or from the Apple Store onto your mobile. Go to the live video section and check out SA Vinyl DJs. We've also got video on demand. You can watch previous episodes, stream it. Randall Matthews is with us. He's had over 400 views himself. Not in that way, but in the other way. And I want to say to you guys, of course, our special guest this afternoon, you know, not my selector Mokan. He's here with us every week. And just by the way, he selected the entire selection that Eddie just played for us. And I need to say to you, thank you, Mokan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Big ups to you, brother. Big ups to you.
Nice.
And of course, our very special guest this afternoon, Fast Eddie Muller. What can I say? DJ royalty right here with myself, The Shadow, in the house once again. And I got to say to you, brother, welcome back from
Thank you.
that space, the planet that you went to.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
back to Earth, basically. And all of us are here. We were with you on that journey.
Yeah.
And we're back now.
Yeah.
Okay, and we trying to calm down after that.
Okay.
I need to say that to you. So,
Yeah, no, good, thank you.
so tell us about the songs that you played. I mean, what does it mean to you?
Most of the songs is personal to me as well, especially the Leon Rhyme song, because it identifies a time in my life as well with the kind of people that I was playing for at the time. Remembering also within that vibe era, I've literally most probably went through something like 7,000 people per month,
I
because we
remember.
were open Thursday, Friday, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and I was the only one playing. You know,
I remember.
from the beginning till the end. No weekends off. The only time I could go out was on a Sunday and then return on a Thursday again.
Sure.
So I've literally through music met a hell of a lot of people, good people, and those songs just strike a memory to me and to them as well.
So you said quite an interesting thing there. From a Sunday or from a Thursday you played right through, and then Sunday was the only day you had off.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to say to everybody out there, I don't know if any of you guys agree with me. So a vinyl DJ starts preparing for next weekend on the Sunday already.
Correct.
And then the amount of work that goes into that.
it is, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you will agree with me, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
The sad thing is, and this is not limited to just the DJ fraternity. You know, people always see the end product, man, but
Yeah.
they don't see the preparation and the hard work that has been put in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to sort of produce the end
I
product.
see the easy part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see
Yeah.
the easy part.
So they don't see you going through that records, preparing it, set,
Yeah,
doing
no.
the research, all of that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
So is that the fun part or is it the non-fun part? Let's get some of that more than
no,
more
no,
stuff.
no. Basically, from the word go, we do preparation on a Monday and a Tuesday, and you go through stuff. Now, realistically, you need to basically listen to every single song that you've got, and some of them are not good songs, but and it's time consuming, but you need to. And then beforehand, you need to prepare and pack it as to how you're going to introduce it to your audience, to your client on the weekend. Now that is where your conceptualization of how to manage sound and how to manage music. So you can't just play any song at any specific point in time, for that matter, because it might not work.
Yeah.
But what you can do, you can present it in such a fashion that when you play the higher song that everybody knows and you bring it in,
Yes.
so much that they will accept it, depending on the way you're producing it to them. You know. So I would basically say that end result, when it works, because you've in other words, you saw it before it happened already.
Yes.
So when it happens, it's there's no greater feeling than that, and say like, yeah. So much also that I would go home in the morning after the club, and then tell myself, hey, but you didn't play that song, you didn't play that song, you didn't play that song. But it was so.
Yet you had it in your collection.
Yes, precisely, and the fact that the platform was so, I don't want to use the word advanced, but the platform was set already.
Yes.
That because of that,
Yes.
I could jiggle and play around with
Yes.
whatever mood I needed to go with, depending on the type of people. So, so every weekend when you play the music, it's not the same thing. You play same songs, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
That's how you present it here. So
Mo, you had a question?
it's good through all of it.
No, I never had a question. I just wanted to make a comment. I mean,
Yes.
you know, Eddie, thank you very much. This wasn't a mix. This was like a proper vinyl experience, man. You know, so to laptop guys, I'm sure if you watch this, you're gonna get schooled. So,
Yeah.
you know, don't you miss you know, the you know, you spoke about how real the presenting music using this format is, as opposed to the coldness of a CD and say a controller that's that sort of media. Do you think you'll go back to being a vinyl DJ, or are you just going to continue with whatever is?
No, at any time, if I have the opportunity, I would prefer go vinyl, but at the same time also we also need to look with the times, and if it means that you need to go digital, then why not? And this is quite an interesting topic that you picked up, especially when it gets to Randall.
Oh, Rand, I forgot. He's a digital
And I would,
DJ. That's right.
I would then rather say, you know, then meet it halfway. You know, because if you can then basically still use a needle or the Autofun Concord and throw it through your Serato or whatever the case may be, it won't get 100 vinyl quality, but at least as a movement forward towards MP4.
Yes.
If I might say that.
So I gotta say to you, I mean, obviously, you know, and the question begs to differ. I mean, DJs have always pushed the envelope, you know, in the industry as far as technology was concerned. I mean, there was the turntables that we used to use, all those Garrod and Lenko and all those type of stuff, and the all-in-one consoles, and then from there it went to the SL12, SL1800, I
Yes,
think, or
yes.
1700 we used, and then the one with the Vilikichi
Yes,
there,
yes.
whatever, and then we upgraded, then SL1200s, and then you had a Yamaha mixer with a crossfader, and
Yeah.
you know, and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. But these days, I mean, obviously the tech moves real fast.
No, for sure.
You know, and I mean you know, I dropped my daughter at a function, and there was a guy with a cell phone, and it was plugged into a thing and another thing, and then there's these big speakers that were on stands, and he was playing, and I was like, what the, you know what I mean? So, and obviously everybody was standing around still doing this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think the vinyl experience, I don't know if you agree with me, Eddie,
Yeah,
doesn't allow people to do this.
No, it's the frequency.
That whole format and how it's
No,
presented
yeah,
is lifeless.
it's lifeless,
yes.
It's dead.
There's nothing to it, man. You know, anyone can do it.
Like I said earlier on, it's about putting in it's that vibration, it's that
Interaction.
resonance, and that interaction that you have.
Yeah.
The others, I mean, like, I don't want to give Pioneer some credit or anything like that.
No,
But
you
quite-
can give credit. I mean, we
but-
need sponsorship.
We need
so-
sponsorship.
But quite frankly, they push the margins. But you know, a flat sound is a flat sound.
A flat sound is a flat sound, and we were chatting about it earlier on. I mean, about the roughness of the Pioneer versus a Rain versus a Yamaha versus a Rodec
one-
mixer or
Yes.
whatever.
The one I
you know.
prefer, the
Yeah.
old
Correct.
Rain.
And
Yes.
then, and then
The old
obviously
Rain,
you get
yes.
the old Rain, you know, which is
Yeah.
the Roger Sanchez controls,
Yeah,
you know,
That's
so-
it,
which is
that's
the
it.
rotary control.
With the rotary control.
Yeah. So you know, in your opinion, then, you know, what does vinyl hold the future? What is the future of vinyl in Cape Town for Cape Town DJs? I mean, what do you think?
I think to be honest with you, I think it's coming back to vinyl really, because everybody's targeting vinyl at the moment. However, it's a bit too expensive
Told
for some
you.
people. But they would want to go
For
that
me-
way. And you know why? Because otherwise, the normal flat virtual DJ it's become the norm. It's
Okay.
like
Okay.
What
like
I've
I said, it's
noticed,
dead.
you know, I only use vinyl, but what I've noticed now, it's like
Really?
Yeah, sure. But it's like become like a showcase, like a novelty thing. You know?
Yes,
yes.
People
yes.
starting to stay. Wow.
Yes.
We haven't seen this yet.
How do you do
It's
that?
come full circle. It's
How-
like
It's full circle. Yes.
So,
like,
so at a function, if you're doing a vinyl function, I mean,
people
obviously,
stay at what you do.
I don't do stuff anymore,
Yeah, I know you
plays,
do.
but obviously,
It makes a big difference.
you know, so people actually come and they look and they see what's happening.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow,
In
you're
other words,
actually doing
it's like saying,
something, and
hey,
that's-
this is a real DJ, you know?
yeah, you're actually doing something.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting because Ashton Abels was saying the same thing to me in the
Yeah.
week where he said where people are more, it's not an interactive thing, but it's
Yeah.
more of a, okay, that's a DJ.
It's
You
like
know
a-
what I
it's
mean?
like a
kind of thing.
showcase.
So, no?
You know?
You're
No,
50 cents in?
I agree with you 100%. And I mean, Eddie, you were saying there is an interest locally in vinyl.
Yeah.
There is a huge interest globally as well.
Yes, yes.
Unfortunately, we live in a first world country.
Yeah.
And we've got currency challenges and that
Yes,
sort of thing. So
yes.
it's making it very difficult.
It's very difficult,
for people who even wanna make vinyl available in South Africa to actually do that. And it's so our huge challenge at the moment is pricing.
Yes.
We will not be able to sell
That
vinyl
was the
competitively.
challenge back in the day too.
It was.
When there was
Yeah,
only a
no,
few
we-
DJs.
yeah,
It
sure.
costed a lot to be a DJ to buy all these things.
No, look, $40, $20 was a lot of money back in the
at
day.
time.
Yeah.
And, with digital, you just pass it around like we used to do with tapes back in the day. You know?
And besides the fact that it's $20 and $40, which was a lot of money.
Well,
the
I
fact that
started
you,
making recordings of him and then passing it over to myself. And
yeah,
playing, you know,
the fact
so-
was that you were the only one with a copy of it. Nobody else can get it. You know what I'm saying? Which created more of a demand. Yes.
More of a demand, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So Eddie, you know, I want to ask you this question. You know, so what advice do you actually have for young up and coming vinyl DJs? I mean, you know, from the master himself, I would say, what is that wisdom that you can share that that will.
To put it in a nutshell, I would basically advise him just number one, just be real with yourself. If you don't have a turntable for that matter, I mean, really, I didn't start off with a SL1200. I had a blow punk,
Yeah.
you know, and
Rotary pitch.
make it work, make it work.
Yes.
And if that is your design, your destination, and you persevere, it will come at you. But you need to be
humble,
real.
guys.
You need to be real.
Don't
There we
have
go.
a-
To be humble. That's
don't be
a subject we
yeah,
covered here
Yeah.
a couple of weeks
don't
ago.
be an egomaniac.
Well, there's
Don't
a
let
lot
it
of
go-
there's a
don't
lot
let
of
it go to
characters
your
out there, like Mikey G was saying
Yeah.
on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
He said there's a lot of characters out there, and obviously for us it's a story behind the story.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, we say okay, well a lot of guys, there's DJing, in general, we're saying has become bloated,
Yeah.
for that matter. So we're saying okay, well let's go back
Yes.
to the original thing,
Yeah.
Yes.
and let's
Yes.
see how we can unbloat it, basically. Because I'm sure Eddie, you also got this. When you were growing up, when I was growing up, the two of us, people, when you used to tell people we DJs, you say, okay, so what's your day job?
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They used to go like, okay, so you get a real job. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So in fact, my parents were completely dismayed when I announced it. That's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
I would,
And
I
I,
would hammer it also.
correct. And I think that the industry in general is so bloated now that it's going back to that point where kids are saying, now I want to be a DJ, and the parents are saying, no, get a real job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
at
it's
one
full circle.
time, a
It's
couple of
full
years ago, it
circle.
was a real job.
Yeah.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So, and I say was, emphasis on the was.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if you agree with me on
I
that.
totally agree with you there.
So there we go. Obviously, the fast Eddie Muller right here with us. He is sharing his wisdom with us today. We appreciate that. It's I need to say I'm literally in tears. I'm speechless. It's one of my mentors, one of my very good friends. I've known him longer than my kids have been around, and my eldest boy is 30. And I also need to say to Randall Matthews, thank you for joining us. I mean, you guys have come a long way. It's been a great privilege. And I also want to reiterate that obviously my producer DJ Noisy Boy is going to be with us for the rest of the year, as well as my producer Mokan. He's not going anywhere. He'll be taking over this seat from me, and I'll obviously be hanging up the gloves. So I'll watch from Taiwan or one Thai or wherever I'm going. You know what I'm saying,
I'll be
guys?
broadcasting from Croatia.
There we go. I'll be broadcasting from Croatia. Hey.
Yes, I'm-
Yeah. So any of you guys that are still out there defected or on the way back, I want to say big ups to DJ Vijen. I know you're watching. The guys just got back from defected in Croatia. They said it was a blast. But we're going to have DJ Vijen on the show very soon. He's coming down to Cape Town. And then obviously he's going to bring some of our buddies like Ravine and those guys. They're going to come down to come and visit us. In the meanwhile, one last question for the fast Eddie Muller. I want to say, is Eddie Muller available for gigs still?
Oh yes, no, for sure. I am.
And what does the future hold in store then? I mean, if Eddie Muller, is it a vinyl future? Is it a any future? Is it a?
It's I won't say any future, but it's a future for the needs and what we're lacking for at the moment.
Okay.
Especially where entertainment is concerned. Like I mentioned earlier on, and one thing you need to understand from me is that I don't judge or criticize people. I just state facts.
Yes.
And because the noise is the same and the norm all over,
Yes.
we need to do something right now,
Yes.
so that our kids, I won't say have it like we had it, but know what it should be like.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Know what it should be like, because at the moment, music is a tool, it's a powerful tool. There's a lot of power in there, and because of that power, if it's in the right person's hands, you can either use it for a blessing or you can use it for a curse, for that matter. If you don't know what it's all about, and it gets handed to you, and that is when what we were talking about, in the ego steps in, because
Yes.
it's such an overwhelming feeling that you can't control it so much that you need to have it back again like a drug, for that matter.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, that's why I said, be real, play your music, but be real and keep your feet on the ground, man,
Yeah.
because it's not yours, it was given unto you.
Yeah.
There we go. The wisdom from the fast Eddie
That
Muller.
was
I need to
good,
say that to you guys on SA Vinyl DJs only, exclusive to SA Vinyl DJs. And of course, if you do need to get hold of Fast Eddie Muller for any functions, gigs, he's available for bookings. And of course, you're welcome to inbox us at SA Vinyl DJs. If you're struggling to get hold of him, we will definitely pass it on and keep him going as far as we can for vinyl DJs. In fact, Shamil Adams sent me that same meme earlier on with a bunch of old guys walking to the club you know. And the kids saying to them, but that's a nightclub, who are you guys? And they saying, no, we're the DJ. So I got that WhatsApp from him and he said, good luck with the show today, because I know Eddie's going to be on. So guys, I want to say to you, on that bombshell and on that note, I want to say to you, next week, of course, on SA Vinyl DJs, one of my buddies, and of course the curator and administrator of one of the biggest vinyl groups on Facebook, Vinyl Frontier Collectors, I'm going to say this to Randall, my special friend. My special friend, DJ Oliver Smith, aka Oliver Super DJ. He'll be joining us next week, Saturday afternoon, for a bumper set. I think he's going to go low on the BPM though. I need to say that to you, because I mean obviously that's his speciality, and I'm giving him the right tool to do that. So hopefully he'll do that. So special live appearance. We want to say thank you to our sponsors, ACOM Reliable Branding and Printing Solutions. Find them on the web at www.ai-com.co.za for the best branding up north. I want to say to you, just give them a call. And of course our main sponsor, SA Music Library. Well, again, I'm going to say to go to the Google Store. Got to encourage your friends. Go to Google Store, go to App Store, and download the app. You know, find us under the live video section, SA Vinyl DJs, and also guys, click on video on demand. You can watch the previous episodes. Randall was there, Mo was there, I was there. You know, Mikey G was there, Nigel Jacks. You know, all the guys are going to be sharing their story with us on SA Vinyl DJs. Follow us, like us, and then obviously we got a YouTube channel. Okay, unfortunately we're still having a bit of a beef with YouTube, because in some countries like Belgium, believe it or not, some of the tracks that were played last week, you know, were obviously blocked or muted, and obviously there's a lot of copyright stuff going on, and so on and so forth. We're saying, okay, well that's cool, but we've paid our licenses through SA Music Library, so we're completely legal. And obviously it takes 20 months for YouTube to get back, because they're on the other side of the world, of the other planet. And so remember guys, if you want to catch us live, go right onto the app, and you can stream live and obviously on demand. Watch the previous episode, support vinyl, okay, on SA Vinyl DJs, okay, the vinyl solution. And I want to say every week, every Saturday, 4:30, we bring you the move with the groove. You tell your friends about it, tell your mommy about it. Because someone said to me this afternoon, hey, that's my mommy's favorite DJ. I was like, shit man, how old am I? You know, and by the way, I can say shit because it's on the app. See you guys next week.
Nice one.
Cheers.
Nice one.
I see you like it, yeah. Come on. Force in the remix, yeah. Said you've been vibing with me.